Oops. Hello, everybody. It would seem that I'm sounding a little robotic there, maybe. I guess not. Anyways, hello, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. Hope everybody's having a good week thus far. Um, we're coming down to the end of it, of course. Um, and I guess we're waiting for more people to show up. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on to care something. At least we got one person in here, so that's good. I'm just going to wait a few minutes, give people a chance to get in. So, uh, Arthur and his Knights of Justice, keeping evil down. Knights of the Stars are the Knights of the Temple round. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Anyways, I'll put some music on while I take care of something real quick. Right, I'm back. So let's see. We're just waiting on more people to show up. Hopefully, everybody's having a good week thus far, as I said. Um, with that, we have a couple people in here now. So I guess let's see. What time is it? Coming up on 3 minutes here. So what's on tap for tonight? Well, first off, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. Um, also, if anything we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I will go ahead and try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, what's on tap for tonight is, as we're going forward here. Um, well, shoot, one of the we're gonna go over a couple articles from Bounding into Comics. One of them is from yesterday. I think they're both from yesterday, actually. Let's see. Shueisha's official One Piece columnist denies report that Netflix's live action adaptation flopped during test screenings. And that was something I know Yellow Flash was reporting on as well. And the other story we're going to be looking at here is, of course, some more news coming out, also from yesterday, of course. Some more news in regards to the live action Lilo and Stitch remake, as not only the actress who was cast for Nami being attacked for being too light skinned to play the role, but now they're going after the actor who is playing David as being too light skinned. So we'll check that out. Also, of course, the wrestling wrap up and this day in each history. So let's see, where are we at now on time and all that. All right, so we're almost at the 5 minute mark, so we'll probably go ahead and get going here then. And if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So with that, let's go ahead and get going here on the articles here. Alrighty then. Huh. I do know that Yellow Flash has talked about this a bit recently, in the past few days. A few others may have as well. Um, so here we go. Shueisha's official One Piece columnist denies report that Netflix's live-action adaptation flopped during test screenings. Um, Article by Nerdigans Inc. published yesterday. All right, so given Netflix's infamous handling of such live action adaptations as Death Note and Cowboy Bebop, it comes as no surprise that fans have been concerned with just what the streaming service will do to the behemoth of a series that is Eiichiro Oda's One Piece. From what I understand, they may have done something gnarly with it, but let's see. Let's see. As such, when a leaker claimed that the upcoming Netflix series had tested horribly with audiences, many fans felt their worst fears had actually been realized. Quote, One Piece tested horribly, claimed a Twitter user named at Divinity Seeker 1 on April 13th. Yes, and this was the same Twitter news bit that I know Yellow Flash had used as well. Source, you know, quote, the CGI looked bad and the story didn't make sense to non-fans and they're rewriting entire eps as in episodes. Quote, on hashtag One Piece in the first episode, the first half is completely all flashbacks, features a young Luffy, unquote. They further relayed, quote, before we jump to the present and rush through introductions to Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, all within the remaining 15 minutes, a major deviation from the source material. They further claimed that, quote, as for the tone of the show, it's not really working. The makeup look of some of the cast look off, and the show jumps between being over the top goofy to being serious, and it's jarring and inconsistent. They also built a giant set for Bharati for episode 3, unquote. Quote, this is all I know, unquote. Divinity Seeker 1 eventually confirmed. Quote, I know nothing about the original source material. So I'm just repeating some of what I think may be of interest to a source connected to YouTube, connected to Netflix projects and execution of their roadmap, unquote. Quote, I've only seen a few screen caps of the cast of opening, and it looked fine to me, unquote, they added. Quote, nothing spectacular, they just look like normal humans. But some of their hair colors looked unnatural. One of the guys has green hair, another has a really unflattering blonde, and the girl has well, that's because they took that right from the manga and the anime. Yes, the green haired guy, kind of a lime green color, that's Zoro. The blonde guy is Sanji, and the orange haired girl would be Robin. Now, maybe what they're saying is it does look unnatural in the real world, you know. But then again, you go to, I think if you go to Japan, you go to like a place like Akihabara, and you're going to find a lot of that there where, you have, Japanese teens and young adults, having all kinds of, unique hair colors that you wouldn't see here in the States. Or, well, you might even see that when you go to some anime conventions as well. So here in the States. So, unsurprisingly, particularly given Netflix's aforementioned habit of absolutely butchering a given piece of source material when adapting it to live action, soon after its publication, Divinity Seeker One's tweet went viral, spreading like wildfire across the internet. However, the fire didn't rage long, as its rampage soon drew the attention of the official One Piece columnist for Shueisha um, V Jump magazine, Greg Werner. Leaping into the fray on April 17th, um, so this past Monday, Werner asserted, quote, that test audience article, in brackets, a reference to one of the many articles which reported on at Divinity Seeker one's claims, unbracketed, that you don't need to read, click, or share is entirely true. Though Werner did not provide any concrete evidence to support his rebuttal, his insight is lent credibility by the fact that he is an active member of Shueisha's One Piece media team. Oh, is entirely untrue. Okay, one thing said true. Oh, okay. That you don't need to read, but then in the actual tweet it says, oh, wait, you don't need to, is entirely untrue. Okay. A little bit of a typo, I think, somewhere along the way, but while little information regarding Netflix's live action One Piece has been revealed outside of its casting, an alleged leak of the first episode script, previously provided exclusively to Bounding into Comics, suggests that the series will closely follow the anime while also expanding on scenes such as those concerning Zoro's past that were only hinted at in the manga. As of this writing, Netflix is rumored to be eyeing One Piece's live action adaptation to set launch onto the stream platform on August 31st. Oh, there we go with that one. So that one went kind of quick. Let's see now. So 13 minutes in. Let's see. All right. So we still have two people watching. Okay. As I said, feel free to comment and or ask questions if anything grabs your attention. If I I'll do the best I can to answer the questions to the best of my ability. With that, let's go ahead and move on to the next article. All right, this one might take us a little longer because there's a little bit more to this now. So this is kind of a follow up to something that we did do the other day, of course. So after attacking Nani actress for not being dark enough, Disney activists likewise decry actor uh, Kahia Machado as too light skinned to play David in upcoming Lilo and Stitch live action remake. Article by Spencer McCauley published yesterday. After having attacked actress Sydney Odugong for being too, quote, in smaller quotes, light-skinned to accurately portray character of Nani in Disney's upcoming live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch. And by the way, Sydney, aside from that fact, is, from a physical perspective, you look at her features, is actually does actually fit the role of Nani. You know, it's only the fact that her skin color is off is why as to why they're upset. You know, and I get and she is a native Hawaiian. She was born and raised in Hawaii, so um, but I think what they're saying, what I think a lot of the people who are protesting it or decrying it are they're talking about people who should be indigenous, those who are indigenous, not just native Hawaiians, but indigenous as well. But anyways, discontent activists have now doubled down on their own hypocrisy by leveling the same accusations against the film's newly cast David actor, Kahaya Machado. Machado's casting as Lilo and Stitch's resident surf guru was first announced on April 17th, which was again this past Monday, courtesy of an exclusive published by The Hollywood Reporter. A former member of the University of Hawaii's men's volleyball team and a native Hawaiian himself. So again, another native Hawaiian. I mean, you would think that these people would be happy with this. These are native Hawaiians, but no, they're not dark enough. So no, they're not native. They're just whitewashing Hawaii. Machado's appearance in Lilo and Stitch will be the fledgling actor's first major acting credit. Yet, despite Machado's possession of indigenous Hawaiian, so this guy actually, he not only is he a native Hawaiian, he's actually indigenous too, and they're now going after him for being too light skinned. Legend of indigenous Hawaiian ancestry and tan skin, which given his heritage, would likely darken even further after some time spent in the sun. The identity politics obsessed audience Disney has spent the last few years cultivating was wholly unhappy with his casting. Oh, what? This guy is not only a native Hawaiian, but he's also indigenous. So I wonder. So what kind of BS is going on here now? Like with Adugong, these activists, many of whom supported Disney's live-action race swapping of such characters as Tinkerbell in Peter Pan and Wendy and Ariel in The Little Mermaid, felt that Machado was both too light-skinned and held too many in smaller quotes here European features to properly portray the. Oh God! All right. This stuff. The deeper down the rabbit hole you go, the stupider this stuff sounds. The deeper down the rabbit hole you go, the stupider this stuff sounds. Quote, this casting is missing a lot, said actor Gilius Perez. Quote, I don't get the Eurocentrism they're going with. If the dude is actually an indigenous native Hawaiian, why are you people complaining? This just goes to show, I know that SJW stands for social justice warrior. I think that's technically what it is. But I think there's another three words that it could be used as. I don't know, stupid, jagoff, weirdos, or how about stupid jagoff wankers? That's what SJWs are. Ah. Oh, casting director quit your job challenge, unquote, tweeted Danielle Caniel. The colorism, Eurocentrism is so blatant. Oh, God. These people are stupid. Okay, so this is the tweet right here. So, um, obviously the guy on the right there is the animated version of David, and the left one. So they're saying this guy's too light skinned, and Eurocent. Oh, let's see. Again, as I'm looking at this, you look again. You look at the guy's facial features. You look at the guy's overall look. I'd say now, Grant, maybe not as closely as Sydney's does, but this guy. There, aside from okay, I wouldn't even call that a problem. Okay, the quote unquote colorism. All right. Yeah, it's like that's why you don't give these people anything because you give them an inch, they'll take a foot. Give them a foot, they'll take a mile. You give them a mile, they'll take a football field. You know, that's what these stupid jagoff wankers, you know, that's what they do. They just keep churning the stuff until it becomes ugh. But you look at the guy's overall features. I don't think there's. Granted, I think in terms of Sydney's casting, it was a good casting. This guy's probably still a good. I mean, the nose is there, so and maybe the hairstyle as well. I think this guy's still a good cast. I think Sydney's is even better. She matches with the character even more. Aside from of course the skin tone, but to get this bent out of shape over skin tone is just so stupid. Quote, I don't support blood quantum in any. Wait, blood quantum? What in the world is that? Wrote at Braden Silva, quote, yes, they did get actors who have Native Hawaiian ancestry. They did get Kanaka Maoli, Native Hawaiian, and this is still colorist as hell. There are several Kanaka who look more like Nani and David than who they got. This sucked. Oh my god. Okay, these people are morons. These people are morons. That's why you just don't give them anything. Hey, Rex. We're looking at the stupidity of people. Hey, Mike. Hey, Rex. People are real stupid. Thank you for the like and the share, of course. All right. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. As always, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Oh, I'm convinced the casting director just hates black people. Okay, what does being a black person have to do with? Okay, first off, even Native Hawaiians, even the darker toned ones that you guys want, are not black. So why do you have to say that? That just utter stupid. You know, it just goes to show you these people hate white people. These people who decry racism are racist against white people. At Somari8591 accused, despite the fact that David is not black in any way, shape, or form, which is true. Not only is he not black, I mean, Native Hawaiians are not black. Black people originally came from Africa. Oh my God. You are stupid. Quote, they might as well rename the film Light Skin and Stitch, in smaller quote, bleeded at I am Shakina. Quote, at this point, Stitch is going to be beige as well. I wonder what that was. That was kind of weird. My screen blinked out for a moment, but anyways, hopefully that won't happen again. Anyways, I'm so glad the original animated Lilo and Stitch is already a perfect film and is currently streaming on Disney Plus with characters of an appropriate shade for my viewing pleasure. Unquote, passive aggressively remarked at Jordan Bloked. Quote, when you photograph brown people with Eurocentric features, this is what you empower, unquote, chastised Hubanier. Quote, photographers, artists, filmmakers, advertisers, casting agents, like literally stop upholding the same things you say you want to abolish. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was in support or I guess that might have been critical of the casting. But quote, that man is whiter than no, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, whoever this let's see. That man is whiter than quote. That man is whiter than bleach. What are they thinking? Bafflingly declared. Activism Mayo needs to have their eyes checked. Okay, I've got bad vision, but even I can tell. No, he's not whiter than bleach. Okay, he may not be as dark skinned as they think, but he's still a native Hawaiian, and there is some tan there. So, no joke, I'm not watching this. Unquote, said George Nee. Quote: the story was above native Hawaiian. Okay, was that a misspelling or what? Was I think that's supposed to be about Native Hawaiians. I have yet to see a Native Hawaiian person casted. According to what I understand, two people that you're complaining about are both Native Hawaiians. In fact, I was even, I even pointed out that okay, maybe Sydney wasn't indigenous, but they clearly state here this guy is indigenous. So, I mean, heck, is this person Native Hawaiian? How do they know what Native Hawaiian is? And before anyone starts, there's a difference between being a native Hawaiian and just being born in Hawaii. Well, um, again, with the casting of this Machado here, Machado not only is a native Hawaiian, but they say he's also indigenous. So you guys are now complaining about that too? As of writing, Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch remake has yet to receive an official release date. Yeah, this whole thing with them and this whole colorism baloney is just it's baloney. We're at half-hour mark here. Alrighty then. So that's unless there's something that came up. Yeah, all right. So, anyways, we're done with the two articles, and I didn't find anything else. So we're at the half-hour mark here. So we'll start to um. Let's see now. So what else? What else can we? So we do have the wrestling wrap up. Guess we'll start on that a bit here. Um, as of course we have a number of things going on. Last night was Dynamite. We'll have as I mentioned, we'll have the results from that. Um, which is actually a pretty good Dynamite for that matter. But aside from that, we do have some other news going on. So there's been talk that Eva Marie has been in talk with WWE about coming back. There's been some rumors floating around that she might come back with with a character with a persona change, character change, as it were. Um, so oh yeah, so there's that going on. There's also been some rumors that possibly once the sale does go through with Endeavor and the merger does go through, that there will probably be now. Granted, there has been a hiring freeze at WWE as things are in flux, obviously because of the merger and the details of that. But there usually is some kind of major shakeup. Um, major shakeup after WrestleMania, as as some people do get released and others, but right now everything's frozen, pending the finalization of the merger between Endeavor and WWE. Also, one other rumor that's been floating out there too is NXT star Von Wagner. WWE may be looking at as a future WrestleMania main eventer. Now, there are some concerns that maybe he doesn't have the charisma that main eventers for WrestleMania should have. He's a tall, blonde guy who's got a lot of athletic ability. And, of course, this guy's a second-generation wrestler, of course. He's a son of Wayne Bloom. Now, for those of you who may not know who Wayne Bloom is, for those of you, for WWE fans, Wayne Bloom was Bo Beverly. So Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos were a pretty well known tag team. They first started making a name for themselves as a Destruction Crew in in the AWA in the late '80s, and then when that of course that company shut its doors in 1991, they moved on to the WWE and became the Beverly Brothers. Bo and Blake Beverly. And then after, and then a few years after that, in the late 90s, they did eventually get signed to WCW and worked as enhancement talents. You probably saw Mike Enos a lot on Monday Nitro or Thunder. Wayne Bloom would have a few appearances as well. But it's Wayne Bloom's son, who is Von Wagner. AWA fans would remember him as Wayne the Train Bloom. So they're looking at the possibility of trying to have him main event WrestleMania some point down the road. So let's see. So with that, why don't we go ahead and talk about AEW and some of the stuff that happened on Dynamite last night. So AWA, so last night's results included match. The night started off with AWA or AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker defeating Ruby Soho and Toni Storm of the Outcast. Later, of course, the Outcast would Chris Jericho would help lure Dr. Britt Baker into a trap as Chris Jericho was confronting Adam Cole. Britt Baker had come out, and all three members of the Outcast came out from underneath the ring and beat up on Britt, caning her several, Saraya in particular, caning her several times, so it's going to be interesting to see how, looks like they're having this little feud between Adam Cole and I know there were some people who were disappointed in seeing that the rest of the AEW locker room or the women's locker room didn't come out to help Brooke out. The thing is, though, she kind of made her own bed, I think, in that regard. Just because, granted, I'm beginning to sympathize with her, but I wasn't, I'll admit, when Saraya was signed to AEW, I was obviously for Saraya. I was hoping somebody, because Britt Baker just comes off as a little too arrogant at times for me. Now it just looks like she's humbling. Now maybe they're booking her, more as a face now, so they're kind of humbling her down. One of the other interesting things that I've noticed in the past couple of months is Rebel hasn't been coming out with Britt and Jamie, but you haven't seen Rebel. I mean, I kind of wonder what's been going on with her, because Rebel was also part of that little clique. But and I don't know what happened. Jamie didn't come out to help Britt either, which was kind of a surprising thing. Might have been a surprising thing as well. I don't know if maybe she had already left the building or what, since they had the first match of the night. Maybe she'd already left, but that's basically what happened there. Wardlow, with now Arn Anderson managing him, Wardlow is now for the third time, the new TNT champion. So he defeated Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm glad to see this. What I want to see, I know, and I'm sure a lot of fans want to see at this point, is Wardlow have a lengthy reign. We don't want to see another 2-3 day reign like we did. Hobbs is hot right now, so we should put the title on him. But apparently he wasn't as hot as they thought. So they put the title back on. And this time around, Wardlow needs to hold that title for a while and have some quality opponents go up against him. Now, after the match, of course, as Wardlow and Arn were celebrating in the ring, Christian Cage should come out with Luchasaurus, pushing the idea that, having a battle of big men, there's been some talk that maybe making TNT the big men's title. You know, Wardlow in some ways reminds me of a young Lex Luger. Um, Granted, Lex got handled better than Wardlow. Wardlow got handled better than Wardlow got handled better oh, I know now. That's because we're having that lag again, huh? That maybe that was what's happening. But anyways, see if this will help with that. Hopefully that helps with that. But anyways, all right. So as I said, the Wardlow really impresses me. A good power athlete. Um, he could be somebody who could end up having 5 reigns as 5 reigns as a TNT. I'm just hoping that this reign at the very I'm hoping this reign, even if they decide to just cut it off at 3 with him, this reign goes a little. This one not only goes longer, but also goes better for him. Booking him in better feuds and really showcasing him because this guy's a power. This guy is somebody who could be a main eventer. He's got the good. He's got the look. He's got the. He may not be quite as. He still may be a little green on the mic, but and that's I think why they put Arn with him. But but he's got a lot of great potential. So I'm hoping they do well by him here with this 3rd reign. Anyways, going on to more of the results from last night. Jay White in his debut with AEW's in-ring debut defeated Commander, the Lucha Libre star. Now, some people were a little down on this particular match because some people were a little down on this match, feeling that wasn't up to par for somebody who's been kind of a main eventer elsewhere. Now, some people say he got treated kind of like a mid card. Commander was maybe a little bit more of a challenge in him than he should have been. But I don't know. The match was still pretty good nonetheless. But then right now, if you have like, Jay White establishing a Bullet Club branch in AEW, it's going to take time to build that up. Even if he is considered a main eventer, he's still got to show that he can main event in a national company like that. He is a main eventer over in Japan with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and even when he made his appearances with Impact last year, he did very well there as well. But we'll just wait and see as that goes on. Got Juice and Ricky Starks. It looks like they could be building a potential Bullet Club Gold of Jay White and Juice Robinson up against Ricky Starks and Sean Spears. But some people are wondering about the gimmick with him with the, some people feel that gimmick may actually ultimately hurt Simmons or Spears rather. Um, um, oh yeah. So, anyways, as we're continuing to go here, let's see. Okay, now might be a good time to start picking things up a bit. So, anyways, as I said, though, we'll have to wait and see on that feud. Also, let's see. They claimed um, the former AEW World Tag Team champions with their manager Billy Gunn defeated the JS members of Angelo Parker, Matt Menard, and Jake Hager. So getting some measure of revenge for some of the stuff that JS has been pulling of late. And then the main event of the night saw in a Four Pillars tournament match, the tournament that they decided to do with the three other pillars to see who would face MJF at um, at at Double or Nothing. Now, mind you, a lot of people are would want to see all four pillars in a fatal four way, but some people say they may be building towards that. Now, last night's first round match, Sammy Guevara was taking on Jungle Boy Jack Perry. The winner of that would be taking on Darby Allin on next week's Dynamite, and Sammy Guevara got the win by a countout. Now, since this is a tournament, of course, the advancement does count. Usually with titles, you can't win a title on a countout or a disqualification. But since this is a tournament to determine the number one contender, it still passes. So, and it looks like some people are arguing that Sammy Guevara may be selling his soul to MJF for the big payday. So, but we'll have to wait and see. As Sammy Guevara did defeat Jack Perry by countout with MJF's help, and now Guevara will be taking on Darby Allin on next week's Dynamite to see who will face MJF at next month's Double or Nothing, which comes up on Sunday, May 28th. So things are really pushing forward. Now, some of the other stuff that happened last night, of course, the Elite came out, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks came out to confront the Blackpool Combat Club. And the Blackpool Combat Club did respond and started beating up on him, which of course, led to what is now apparently Konosuke Takeshita, who's been a rival of Kenny Omega's in Japan, now apparently aligning himself with the Elite in their war, as he's had some issues with Blackpool Combat Club of late. The heel turn. This should be a very interesting feud here. With the Blackpool Combat Club being the hard-edged, heels, and Elite being the faces here. A lot of people are hoping, of course, that Konosuke doesn't become the Elite's version of Wheeler Yuta for the Blackpool Combat Club, kind of the tag-along little brother type character. So, anyways, with that, we have all that taken care of course. So now, coming up on 15 minutes here. So I think it is a good time to start winding down a bit here. Let me just check some things here before we 93, 98, to that 2018 and 2018. Okay. All right. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and today being Thursday, April 20th, 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. History! So first off, we're going to head back to 1993, 30 years ago today. As on this date 30 years ago today, and they just oh, I didn't see your comment there, Jason. I'll get to that in a moment. I'll answer your question in a moment here. But back in 1993, 30 years ago today, the 10th and final issue of Caravan Kid from Dark Horse Comics from the Dark Horse manga imprint went on sale on this date 30 years ago for $2.50, 32 pages. On this date, 30 years ago, the 10th and final issue of Caravan Kid from Dark Horse Comics from their Dark Horse manga imprint went on sale on this date. All right. So before I continue on with let me get Jason's questions out of the way here. So is Vic Mignogna banned? I don't think. Well, I think he's still going to conventions. I haven't actually read up on anything on him in a while, Jason. But I think, as far as I know, okay, there probably may still be some conventions that are just banning him, but I think from what I understand, there are still like some like Anime Matsuri he still goes to. Does he work with like getting the mainstream, like with Crunchyroll or anything like that? No, he doesn't. But then again, he with again Anime Matsuri, they've been like running their own studio, so he might still be getting banned from some conventions depending upon who the conventions are run by, but I don't think it's much of a problem. Let's see. What's your favorite disgusting cheese sandwich? I don't have one. And did you watch Cowboy Bebop? I've seen the anime. I've seen the anime before. It's pretty cool. Nice scene. Nice settings and all that. So, anyways, with that, let's go ahead um, and as always, if you can like and share the stream, so we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So with that, let's move on to the next piece of niche history here. Let's see. On this date, 25 years ago today, the night after Spring Stampede, WCW held its Monday Nitro event from the World Center World Arena in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The main event saw Hollywood Hogan defeat Randy Savage for the WCW World Heavyweight title. Booker T retained the television title over Psychosis. Let's see. Goldberg defeated Raven for the United States Heavyweight title. Chris Jericho retained the Cruiserweight title over Juventud Guerrera. The aforementioned Wayne Bloom that we talked about earlier, his son, lost to the Barbarian in a singles match. Conan defeated Chris Adams. So those are some of the main matches there. But on this date, 25 years ago today, WCW held its Monday Nitro event for the World Arena in Colorado Springs, the night after Spring Stampede. So with that, let's see now. Get ready to move on to the next. Anyways. Moving on to the next piece of niche history. Um, so 5 years ago, we're now moving ahead to 5 years ago. As on this date, 5 years ago, Vanguard Animation's Charming premiered in Spain on this. It had its world premiere in Spain on this date 5 years ago today. Um, to a lot of negative reviews. On this date 5 years ago today, Vanguard Animation's Charming, which I'm guessing is a computer animated musical comedy film. I guess it's based on story of Prince Charming. Yeah, Prince. Right. Cursed by. Okay, maybe not the same Prince Charming that we're thinking of, but anyways, on this date, 5 years ago today, Charming, Vanguard Animation's Charming, had its world premiere in Spain. And 2018 is just so nice that we're gonna hit it twice. As also on this date, 5 years ago today, the FanWorks anime um, Agretsuko Agre- Agretsuko premiered on Netflix. Short for also known by its original Japanese Aggressive Retsuko. So on this date, 5 years ago as well, FanWorks anime Agretsuko premiered on this date 5 years ago. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Um, Hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Don't forget tomorrow night, of course, I have Terry from Mighty Studios with me as we will be going back to 1939 and going over comics that went on sale from Marvel tomorrow. I hope you guys will be back for that, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.